Today I want to talk about Caleb Kelly and whether or not he's going to return for the 2019 season, all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner shit.
What's up, kinfolk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always OU related, college football related, sports related. We have a good time. And today I want to talk about Caleb Kelly because Lincoln Riley talked about Caleb Kelly during the bye week as Oklahoma has 2 weeks to prepare for Iowa State in a 7 o'clock kick. Thank the Lord. I also do not envy Iowa State. You don't want any of these problems after Oklahoma took a bad L to Kansas State in Manhattan. But could Caleb Kelly come back for that game? Well, Lincoln Riley said, among other things, that Caleb Kelly is cleared to play college football.
He's doing great. Yeah, no, he's close. He's fully cleared, doing some nice things. We're progressing him up. Being fully cleared and then being ready to play are two different things. So he's been doing a lot of things with us here for the last few weeks and is getting better quickly.
Now you'll know that Caleb Kelly blew out his knee. We think lower leg injury is what they said. Surgery was needed. I think it's an ACL tear here, right? So there's a couple of things that need to be brought up here. And, well, I'm answering a question that was put in the comments, and most of you know that I'm in the comments. If nothing else, I'm fist-pounding people that I agree with. I'm saying K to people that I don't. And otherwise, I try to go through there, and maybe I have a little bit more to say. But I am reading the comments, and I do take them sometimes a little too seriously and to heart. But this one I thought was on the minds of most folks, so I wanted to give it my attention. Look, I don't think that Caleb Kelly's going to come back for the Iowa State game because there are, like 5 games left to play. If you include the Big 12 championship, you got Iowa State, you got Baylor, you got TCU, you got Oklahoma State, you got the Big 12 title game, and the off chance that Oklahoma makes a playoff game and wins a semifinal game, and then, shocker, goes to the national championship, you've got 7 games left to play. I think that they're going to be very judicious with Caleb Kelly because, one, he has not redshirted. He has a red shirt available after playing 2016, 2017, 2018. And 2, you don't really know what's going to happen with Kenneth Murray Jr. and that inside linebacker position. Because the thought here is that the Bednarik Award semifinalist, who has 55 tackles this year, 7.5 for loss, is going to jump into the NFL draft because he might get a first-round grade. Folks that I speak with expect him to get a first-round grade who have been scouting basically Oklahoma and others, saying he's got all of the physical tools that you want from a linebacker. You're just still working on teaching him the game, especially to play inside, because you'll remember that Kenneth Murray Jr. was recruited to play outside linebacker and became the first true freshman to start at middle linebacker at Oklahoma since 1975. Now, with that comes growing pains. He had 70 tackles, 68, 69 in there. His freshman year, he was out of position a lot, but you wanted to have him on the field because of his speed. And then his second year, he had over 150 tackles on a very bad defense where he was basically cleaning up everybody else's mess flying to the football. This season, he's playing will linebacker, which seems to much more fit his skill set, where he's allowed to just wreak havoc in pursuit, line up on the edge on third down and rush the quarterback because he's just so friggin' fast, and he can wrap people up and put them on the ground, and he can be your best defender when he is on. Now, as far as what that means going forward, if he comes back, you'd love to have him, right? Because you get him with another year of experience where he is well and truly the leader of your defense if he isn't already, but you'll not have Neville Gallimore. You'll be relying on a guy like Perrion Winfrey, who's still playing junior college football right now, along with other guys like Mark Stripling, Marcus Hicks, LaRon Stokes, Jalen Redmond to help carry your front. But you'll need some help in the middle. Deshaun White is getting some really good experience this year at the Mike position, and I think pairing him with a guy like Caleb Kelly can do this defense a lot of good. But Caleb Kelly's also in that Kenneth Murray spot of he doesn't really have a position yet. We don't know what he's going to do. We all expected him to win the will linebacker position last year. He was beat out by Curtis Bolton. And Kelly, for his part, said, hey, look, Buzzy flat beat me out. I got to be better. And maybe he's taking more time to get better this year with a different linebacker coach in Brian Odom, who has called Caleb Kelly a coach on the field. He's been doing some stuff for Sooner Sports where he's breaking down film. He looks really good doing it. He's also been able to put on some more weight. And this former 5-star linebacker might have everything that you want when you get him back. And I understand why people are very excited about him and about what this could mean for Oklahoma going forward. But I would not want to rush Caleb Kelly back, especially when you have depth there. Now, Brian Asamoah has a lot to learn. Matter of fact, he reminds me of Kenneth Murray Jr. as a true freshman. He's picking the wrong hole to fill. He doesn't know exactly what he sees, but this is a guy that played running back and linebacker in high school who's still learning the position. You don't know what you're going to get out of the guys behind him. Levi Draper could be there. We'll see. We could also look at guys like Brian Mead who are still growing up. You also bring in guys like Edge Cooper and Brendan Walker who expect to sign in this 2020 class to help you out. I think that there's a lot of depth there. I think that Caleb Kelly's going to be really good when he gets an opportunity to play. But why would you want to risk him getting injured again, one? And what do you need him to do? Because it's not as if this defense has not played really great football outside of the Kansas State game, for which they saw an offensive scheme that they hadn't seen all year long. And Courtney Messingham and Chris Kleiman were able to pick apart this defense in a way that we hadn't seen before. We know that Alex Grinch is going to take this film and he's going to see, okay, these are the gaps that I have to fill. These are the things that people are going to try to use to beat us in November. We have to be better there. Caleb Kelly can help you with that film breakdown. Caleb Kelly can help you going through practice. Caleb Kelly can just go through practice on your scout team defense and make it that much better with his elite speed and his otherworldly athleticism. But putting him out there in game situations is not necessarily something I'm enthusiastic about because, one, again, you need the leadership next year, and two, why would you want to risk burning his red shirt up for an extra game? At this point, just let him sit the Iowa State game and then see how everything plays out because you might actually have to use him. It might be one of those situations where, heaven forbid, Kenneth Murray Jr. gets hurt, Deshaun White gets hurt, Brian Asamoah gets hurt, Ryan Jones gets hurt. You don't know. Injuries are a part of the sport of football, so we always want to take those things into account when we're making arrangements for how these guys are going to play or what they're going to do when they get into a game. With the redshirting now, I want them redshirting the rest of the season. However, when the 4-game rule comes into effect, let's see where Oklahoma lines up in the college football playoff scenario, and let's make sure that they're still going to have an opportunity to clinch the Big 12 championship before you start playing with how many games Caleb Kelly's going to play in. Again, slow. Go slow. When he's time to go, he'll be ready. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.